and the become 2010 European champion is Martin Christensen.
Now this is on his victory run. The young German adding the European Championship, the championship he won in the year in Miami. What a fantastic performance by Robert Peach. Fantastic week. He's pretty pleased.
Yeah, super good year. Only one title is missing, but I'm happy with two.
One more time, Manuel Huber will have one more lap. As the forecast spinner finishes, Manuel Huber has won the European Championship. He is on last lap by himself. Cross track, crossing third. After those problems early on, but out of the last corner, here he comes. Huber wins it 2012. Into the pit lane he goes.
And there will be a new name on the trophy. Balestri, the only man who has won the Europeans before, 06 and 07. But it will be the Italian national anthem that plays as the hooter goes and the checkered flag waves for Alessio Mazzio. Italian contingent to my left go bonkers.
It just looks like he's losing traction on this last lap.
Yeah, I think they're going. They've said it's a very high wear circuit. So here we are, Robert Peach. And there we go. There we go. That's Peach taking the championship. How does that feel, Robert?
One more lap for Coeli. One more lap. This will be his final lap. You think 10 seconds to go. This is it. The final denouement in what has been a spectacular tournament. 1/10 IC track European Championships. But in less than half a lap, Coelho is going to cycle home and bring home the victory with some of the finest ever. Bruno Coelho is your new European champion.
I have no words more.
Coming through the horseshoe into the Infinity infield sector, whereas Coelho has just come off the straight and across the block. That is the wish. That is the win. New European champion from Germany.
Team who crosses the line here, he has won the final. Just needs to make it across the line and he will win. So Timu crosses the line, has won the European Championship. He doesn't know it yet. There goes the buzzer. Mazzio has finished. Dominic Greiner has won already. Needs to cross the line. So he does so. Dominic Greiner is our European champion.
In the dictionary under that's the way to do it. So it's been phraseology dictionary. Your and the 2022 EFRA 110 IC track Euro. Fantastic performance from the German, taking it home for Capricorn. So 1 power and taking it home for Germany. Greiner is your European champion again.
Well, hello and welcome to Sicily, a very picturesque track out there in front of us here at Gardini Naxos, and we have Frank trackside. Frank, how's it going there? Not a lot of action to speak of.
No, not a lot of action. You can see actually someone leaving the track because the track is closed for the day. We've had loads and loads of rain at the end of the day yesterday, which stopped the controlled practice that was happening. And I think from about 10 or 11 this morning up to not even 45 minutes ago, it was down. So yeah, the team manager meeting happened at about 3 o'clock local time, I think. It was about an hour and a half ago, and it was voted that that is it. Track is closed for the day, and we'll have a shortened schedule starting tomorrow at about 8:30.
So from 8:30 tomorrow, I guess it's going to be another round of practice, so they can, I guess, dry off the track and get a feel of it, and then qualifying will begin some point early-ish tomorrow morning.
Yeah, late to mid-morning. 10:40 is when Q1 is scheduled to start, and I'm pretty confident that it is a kickoff at that time because the weather for tomorrow and Saturday is much, much better for racing. Apparently, I was told that in June it absolutely never rains in Sicily. So this is, I think, the first time in tens and tens, maybe even over 100 years that it's rained in June. So, say what we want about climate change, but it's the first time in 100 years, right? So there's 3 rounds of qualifying and then a lunch break, 2 more rounds of qualifying, and then a Super Bowl and the first pair of finals, the quarterfinal B and A kickoff. And those will finish. I think we'll finish at about 6:30 time tomorrow.
I must say, the amount of times I've been at a rainy event where the organizer has said it never rains in this given month. It always happens what they always say, but hey, we can't complain. I mean, look at that view, the vista. Yeah. Look at the steam rising mountains in the distance. It's utterly spectacular. I don't know if we can get a look around the track from Zach. Maybe pan the camera about and give us a look.
We actually have Taormina that you can just see the tip of Taormina to the right of screen, and if we get some panning to the left, there's Mount Etna to our left on screen.
Wow.
So yes, that's Etna, the volcano.
Wow.
So this is the base of Etna there.
Okay, and fans of White Lotus, I heard you've been discussing White Lotus with some of the drivers.
Oh yes, of course.
Was the fan fact of White Lotus in the connection?
The fan fact about White Lotus,
here, right?
No. Well, if we continue panning to the right, and we can zoom in on one of these 2 peaks. Zoom over. I can't remember if it's this peak or if it's the one to its left. That one. I think it's that, actually. Yes.
Right.
So it's this one here, where one of the buildings here is the actual hotel where most of Season 2 of White Lotus was shot. So if you're not familiar with it, it's like a 5 or 6 star hotel. The first series was set in Hawaii. The second series was set in Sicily. Is literally the town that it was set in. So it's a really, really high-end hotel. We popped in. We tried to get into the hotel. It's the San Domenico hotel. It used to be like a Cistercian abbey or something like that, a religious sort of thing. And they wouldn't let us in. You have to have paid for a room, which is about €2,600 a night, or have a table reservation at the restaurant. They did let us take photos, but beautiful area, and it's super scary going around those hairpins when a full-size motor coach is coming the opposite way.
So cool. Well, when you're not unfortunately showing any cars going around the track, but you've seen plenty of cars going around the track. Is it good to watch? I mean, I've heard positive things from drivers saying that it's a nice track to drive.
Yeah, the drivers all universally love the track. It's we don't have a speed gun, I think, like we do at Gubbio, but I would say, they're hitting 60, 70 miles an hour. Coming down the main straight, and there's a really gentle sweeper that comes onto the straight, and then a 90-degree turn that goes into a little bit of a kink at the end of the straight, and that goes over the start finish line. We'll do a little track walk in a bit, I think, because it's not raining now. You can see how that at the end of the straight is basically just another sweeper, but with a little like curbing in there to change it up a bit. But yeah, it's really, really nice. The AMSCI and club members, the AMSCI is the Italian RC Federation, similar to RCA or ROAR or DMC. They were all out there just sweeping the track just now with the big squeegee push brooms and got most of the wall off. But obviously there's absolutely no wind, there's no off, so we're going to let everything dry tomorrow. There's going to be a round of basically track cleaning practice, so like open practice basically, and then controlled practice, and then we'll go into qualifying. So it's kind of the same conditions for everybody. I'm not sure what the setups are going to be like, if it's going to be similar to like Monday setups with like low grip but dry. So that's kind of what the racers are expecting. So they go back to the Monday setups. Hopefully they've written them all down, and yeah, and just basically just go from there. So I'm see the times get faster and faster and faster, especially as the track is warming up during towards the end of qualifying. And then Super Pole should be pretty good at 4-5. I think it's going to be the top 3 or 4 drivers. I can't remember. Have to check rules tonight. But yeah, it should be pretty good. And we did talk to one of the locals of the track who lives nearby. So I think I don't know if you want to go into that or we're gonna try something else.
Locals by the name of Alessio Mazzeo.
Yes.
That's the guy. Okay, let's take a look at you talking to Alessio just a few hours ago.
All right, here we are at the beautiful Giardini Naxos Mini Autodromo here with Alessio Mazzeo from just a little ways up the road. How are you, Alessio?
Fine, thanks, and welcome in Sicily and welcome in my home.
Perfect. At the beautiful towns of Taormina, just behind us. If you're not aware, you haven't seen White Lotus 2 yet, that is where, just one of those hills, remember which, is where the actual, the whole series was basically. So, Alessio, how's it been going for you?
It's super nice. It's super special to race in my own track. It's my first time in my career, so it's super nice, super stressful. Also, it was a great emotion, and also for sure because you don't know if you have one more chance to race in your home, and that is fantastic. For sure, we are super stressed. We have super stress.
Well, I can imagine we were just chatting about Vito, who the man who runs the club here, basically. He's super stressed. So I'm kind of asking you maybe some of the questions that we'd like to ask Vito on camera. But you're obviously, you said that this is your second home. So how far away do you actually live from here?
So I live in Messina. It's 20 far from the track. So basically, I passed my weekend in this place 2017. This track before was a buggy track. They raised the ship EFRA in 2014. Then my home track that was in Messina closed, and they tried to put asphalt and step by step improve. And now we get an European Championship. So it's super nice.
It's amazing that this used to be, basically, it was the site of the Worlds, where I think it was Ty Tessman who won it.
Yes, it was Ty Tessman.
Yeah, and so it's been flattened. I think on Google Maps, if you look up Mini Autodromo Giardini Naxos, the track is still dirt in the satellite, in the aerial photos. So that's what it used to look like, and now it looks like this. It's amazing. So how fresh is this tarmac? I mean, it looks, obviously it's wet, so it looks quite black. But it looks really fresh. I mean, the AstroTurf, everything is beautifully painted. How new is this? When has been refreshed, do you think?
The asphalt is 5 years old, and it's particular because they use the dirt by Etna, by Vulcano. Yes, it's true. It's more, has the characteristic that usually we have a lot of grip. Also during the week, if you come to testing and nobody drive, for sure you have a good grip and you can test. And I think powerful of this track is this.
That's amazing. And obviously we've shown the background of it when we were talking earlier with Yillis. So what I mean, how you may have seen that we called this the Battle of Mount Etna. So I mean, how amazing is it to live in this area where it's just you have the sea on one side, volcano on the other side, and this beautiful track. It's just amazing.
We are lucky for sure because we have the super nice weather that we can choose to go to ski on the volcano. Usually in the winter I pass the 10 days to ski on Etna, and it's really particular because there aren't three. So when you go with the ski, you see the sea. It's super nice.
That's amazing. Now you're with a new team for this year, I believe, aren't you? Capricorn. You moved over from your previous sponsor. So how has that been going for you to be with Capricorn?
So the end of the COVID, I switched from X-Ray to Serpent, and from Fadomani, that was my mechanic for 15 years, to race alone. And then I wanted to try someone that trusts in me like Fabio, and I found Patrizio. I say a big thanks to him because he chose to take me in the worst period of my career. And now I'm super happy, we're super happy, and also to represent an Italian brand for me is an honor, so it's super good.
It's a bit like Rossi riding a Ducati, isn't it?
Yes.
That's amazing. Oh, I do remember. I mean, we met up after the last Euros in Gubbio. We saw each other at a gelateria, and you seemed pretty down.
Yes. Because Gubbio is my second home. After this club, my second club is Gubbio. So in Gubbio last year, I also thinking to stop the race because it was a real experience for my performance with many problems with the car, and was, I think, the lowest point of my career. And after a conversation with Patrizio, he convinced me to come back, and today I'm happy, so it's super nice.
That's fantastic. I'm really glad it's turned around for you. And you know, it's really nice to see you again. one of the very friendly faces in the paddock for sure. Alessio Mazzeo from Capricorn. All right, here we are at the beautiful Giardini Naxos Mini Autodromo here with Alessio. Champion's eye view of this amazing Naxos circuit. So we're at the start-finish line. What sort of speed and setup do you have coming around here? Because I've seen some of the wide cars, obviously different type of cars. Seen them kind of getting their back ends out as they're coming around this bit of the track.
Yeah, that corner for 110 it's difficult to make because if your car is too smooth and you can make almost full, you don't have enough steering in the tight corners. So when you arrive there, if your car is balanced for the rest of the track, you are on the limit with the rear. So better to keep the line without gas, and you start throttle after. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So coming around this hairpin, do you think this is going to be a major passing place?
It can be possible.
And coming into another tight corner here, a little bit of maybe some unsettling bumps here, maybe.
No, track is smooth, but this is the tightest corner of the track, and when you arrive there, the car have never enough steering, never. So you would like to have more front traction, but you have to balance with the other one. So yeah, just try to be as close as possible to the crowd.
Okay, and is there anything tricky about this this entrance into the pits? Because obviously it ramps up, it's fully tarmacked. Is there anything tricky about this, what I would call maybe the pit straight or just the pit section of track?
Yeah, this is a little bit bumping there, so you cannot go full until here. Even the car can, but it's better to keep free and wait the car make the corner by himself. Sure.
So you
push a lot. No need.
So you're almost letting it coast through and letting the drag of the car drivetrain work itself down, so you can accelerate out of this corner.
Yeah, it's better to have a good accelerator here. Okay. It's better than first part. Yeah.
Okay, we're just starting to pick up the speed a bit because it has started to rain again. But okay, so now we're coming into this section here. Is this? Now, I would call this a little like a kink, because you're tempted to go straight, but obviously you're going to be battling side by side with other cars. Is this going to be a tricky section of track?
This is the most difficult track, the most difficult part of the track, because you need to go straight. But if you are too much outside, you lose the line, and so you destroy your lap because you also lose traction there. So yeah, need to keep the car on the curb.
So okay, so obviously you don't want to be out in the well, it's not really many marbles because it's a foam track. Is there like a high grip line that you would be following?
Yeah, you need to keep the high grip line for sure.
Okay. And what's the optimum position of the car to be as you're coming through this set here?
You need to open a little bit there under the last corner to have good acceleration here to make the almost full there. Yeah, speed corner.
And then, so you're where roughly are you hitting full throttle on the gas?
You start full, then in the middle you decrease a little bit the throttle, and then you go fast again. Yeah, full throttle.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for our track walk. Thank you very much, Dario. Sorry for getting you more rain on you, but back to Matt in the studio.
Wow, thank you, Frank. I think the rain is intensifying. Not that you can really tell in the shots, but it is picking up again, and I think it's going to rain quite significantly overnight. But thank you so much to Dario for giving us that expert ride. Dario, obviously one of the favourites for this weekend. He did very narrowly miss out, and he was the favourite at the last event, and things didn't go his way during the final. So it's going to be absolutely amazing to watch what he's got to lay down on track over the next 2 days. We are taking a look at the track. This is the EFRA 110 IC Track European Championships 2023, and we are brought to you by X-Ray, and we thank X-Ray for their support. And let's meet another driver, well, not a driver who's actually driving, but the head of the Domani family, who is facilitating two very, very exciting up-and-coming young new drivers. Let's hear from Mr. Domani.
Okay, so we're here now with Fabio Domanin from, where are you from in Italy?
Middle of Italy, on the opposite side to Rome, so on the other side.
Okay, so very close to Gubbio, where we saw you last.
2.5 hours. It's not our hometown, but home track, but it's close, yes.
Okay, and we're here with, well, I mean, you've got your son here, Filippo, yes. And I think your other son is racing also?
Yeah, he started not so many times ago. He likes, of course, he play. He's 11 only, but still impressed. He just run, not make mistakes, and not super fast, but he's getting.
And so Filippo was one of the sort of the big bright stars of the European Championships last year. We saw him make some big mistakes, but it's kind of to be expected maybe at his age. Do you see him, well, you know, progressing and doing a lot better at this event?
Yes, I mean, of course he's young. He made some mistakes, especially in the last year, because before in the lower classes he was quite good, so he no need to push. When now he's in the top class, he want to go and probably make some more mistakes, but I think we expect, and In Gubbio he was fast, he made a couple of rolling over, then he recovered to third, and then we flame out. But anyway, was good race. I mean, it's 1.5 year together with super expert drivers, so we see. This year is second race really in 10 scale, because we make the Euros last year and we make the Euros this year. Not so much popular to make nationals, so we only make this race, and we are testing many things and running the engine during the weekend. Unfortunately now the weather is awful today, so we hope for tomorrow.
Yeah, I know it was absolutely spectacular watching Filippo drive against racers like Balestre and Grosskamp, and do hope to see much bigger results for him at this event and in future years. Now you say his younger brother, what's his name?
Francesco.
Francesco, like myself almost. He basically just races for fun. So he's a bit like a younger Filippo, would you say? Do you think he's going to take it more seriously, or just stay racing for fun?
Yeah, of course they are brothers, but they are completely different. So Filippo is really focused on RC. He really wants to get results, to be fast, and he see all the best drivers. Francesco is just seems less seriously. He don't want to test. He just want to go on Sunday in racing, and he learn the track in the morning, and he make races usually. But I think he also put some eyes on the brother. And he also wants that I prepare the same stuff and the same car and whatever. But he don't put himself on that 100%. We see how it will be. They are free to behave like they feel. I mean, it's better to don't push them. Okay, for Filippo no need, because he push himself alone. For Francesco, maybe we need to come on, we need to race, it's your time, okay, but we can go also later. Usually these are the answers from him. But anyway, we enjoy, I think, so we see how it will be next days.
That's really great, and it's wonderful to see, a family unit basically, coming to the races like this and racing together and having fun on the track, because that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Of course, for me, I have to say it's a big effort. Not in money, but the time you spend and all the experience you put, and the nights spent on preparing the stuff. But it's a kind of satisfaction that we go together, we make the trip together, we stay outside home, and we enjoy the life together out of normal life. So I think we enjoy, and they also.
That's great. That's great. Now, X-Ray's here with a pretty good-sized team, really. Do you guys have any new stuff? I mean, you don't have to show me anything, but do you have anything new for this season that's kind of making its debut on the cars for the EC?
The 110 was really brand new in Gubbio last year. So the car is only 1 year old. We just make more experience into set the car, because we don't use so much, but I think the performance are very good. Filippo was struggling a bit because with very hard tires he's very aggressive, so we need to be calm. So we every heat we test different setup in springs, shocks, differential, balance, etc., etc. And when today we put all together to be good, unfortunately the weather is not bad, is not good. So we hope for tomorrow, because I don't know. It seems also tomorrow is not really sunny.
Oh, okay. You mentioned tomorrow. You've got, I presume you have a good high grip setup for a dry, grippy track. Has all of that changed, or are you basically back to Monday's setup for tomorrow?
No, I think when the track is dry, in one round the grip will be okay. So we keep what we test, what is the best during the first 2 days, and even if the first round will be not so good, then it will be better. So maybe some smaller adjustments like towing, or what you can do with the weight, moving the weight front and rear on the car, very easy even before the start of qualification. This can be made, but not structural changes.
Okay. All right, that's fantastic. All right, well, best of luck for the rest of the weekend to the Dominin family. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Fantastic to hear from the head of the Dominin family there with his 2 young racers ready to take on the track tomorrow. As you can see, the track is continuing to get wetter and wetter. I think it'll be underwater soon, potentially. Apologies if our connection to you is a little bit ropey and stuttering a little bit. The weather has been playing havoc with the satellite connection we've been given to use, but we are making the best of it. You can really see the rain coming down. Although what you notice, it was like this a few hours ago, and then very quickly, when the sun comes out, it dries in an amazingly quick time, I guess, because the ground is so sun-baked. Are you back in the booth, Frank?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, yeah. I was just saying, I think it dries surprisingly quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's little, maybe some standing water that ends up on the track, as you can see, where it gets like mirror smooth on the screen. But once it's swept away and the sun's out, it does dry really quick. And I haven't looked at the weather forecast in the last couple of hours for tomorrow, but I think it's going to be, the last time I checked, it's going to be fairly decent tomorrow. So I'm confident we're going to get some good racing in.
Absolutely. Thanks to everyone who's been watching along. BJ Williams says rain tyres, perhaps. And hi guys, thanks for streaming. Maybe they start tomorrow, says Blitz XV. Well, they will start tomorrow. A nice big smiley face from King Kind Nugs. Thanks for watching along again. It was great having you with us last weekend at eBuggy. You're right, it is time to make RC jet dryers like NASCAR. Use turbine motors from RC planes on a trailer and pull it round to dry the track.
That would be impressive.
Kevin S is cheering on Capricorn, Germany. Bjorn. Hey, Bjorn. Bjorn's watching. We're going to be with Bjorn soon, in about a month, in the Netherlands for 1/10 buggy. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Monfasta says, where are we? Slovenia? No, we're not in Slovenia. We are in Sicily. And very happy to be here. We are. Alex Kukalon, a question for you for tomorrow, Frank. Will you please ask Carman Raiola, what engine he's using? Thank you.
I will seek him out.
Some homework for tomorrow. Any final thoughts, Frank? I think it's going to be an awesome, if busy, couple of days tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah, I think the relaxed tone that we may have thought we came out here with has suddenly, well, not suddenly, but over the last 36 hours has changed to, well, yeah, we're going to have to cram a lot of action into 2 days. But to be honest, with the number of racers that we've got, it's not going to be too bad, I think. It's not, sorry, it's not going to be too onerous to do that. We have, going down to a quarterfinal. It should be good racing, I think, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how the wide class compares. Especially, I think Tilo is going to be probably the man to beat in that one. But obviously, once we get into the fast guys of the touring car, which Diekman really should be there. I mean, we saw in that highlights clip he finished third at last year's Euros, so it should be pretty interesting, I think.
Absolutely, and I think we've got a nice interview with Thilo tomorrow to find out all about this new class of 1/10 wide.
Yeah, the new old class of 1/10 wide. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Intriguing.
we get into it a little bit. It's interesting. Old guys, as we called ourselves, the people who are like familiar with the older classes of nitro on-road racing. There'll be some familiar bits in there, and we do touch on that in the interview. It's interesting.
Okay, absolutely brilliant. Okay, well, thank you everyone for viewing and joining along with us. Sorry we didn't bring you any laps of action, but we brought you a very wet track and a little bit of an explore and a few words from a few interesting people. Thanks, Frank. We'll speak to you tomorrow.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
And thanks to X-Ray. And, of course, thanks to EFRA. This is the EFRA 1/10 IC Track European Championships, and we'll see you with the track running tomorrow.